Hey everyone, I know this is not my was not my intended plan this weekend, but I explained to my community tab things came up on my end, both both largely outside my control. That being said, I'm always glad to have like a backup plan in mind. This is one of a couple of videos actually moving up to compensate. So with that in mind, now that I've done the open beta and the demo, and having played the full game, aim for about 10 hours, with this being on sale and also getting the upgrade to the new system. Let's talk about Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. So, let's begin. When you have a franchise with speed as a key component of it, it's only natural there would be all manner of kart racing spin offs, and this is also no exception. I also had a feeling that with the success of Mario Kart World, even with the discourse around that game, it would naturally create an opening for people such as myself who want as many different kinds of cars as they can get. It's between this, Kirby Air Riders, as well as F-Zero GX on EU Classics. The news console is quite friendly to racing games. I have cleared all of like the Grand Prix on the carts, or also beaten all the rivals in races. I also claim like the Blue Star board for taking part in the demo. I got the nameplate for the taking part in the open beta as well. Oh, and I am also glad that I was early enough adopter to get like the Werehog driver and cart where which was an indicator that they really are going to be going all in, not just with big name characters such as Tails and Knuckles, but also all manner of characters across uh, a vast amount of canon, and bring in Tangle and Whisper from the comics, as well as what actually proved to be quite intriguing to me, bringing back the Babylon Rogues from the Sonic Riders games Jet the Hawk, Storm the Albatross, and Wave the Swallow. Oh, and oh yes, they are still as delightfully the 2000s as I remember them. Um, the only one I did not particularly care for in those spin offs was that one they have with the Connect. At, but then again, and I always felt that tactile feedback is kind of important when that being the case. The control is smooth, responsive, and like other racing games lately, of course I have my main go-tos for both drivers and vehicles, but I also have been known to experiment with different ones entirely. Especially like the whole crossword aspect, which it's on top of ones that have only recently gone live on the free tier. Here we're we also have a few who drivers I definitely am open towards opting into when the time comes. The most recent ones being Mega Man and Proto Man, and we also have characters from Minecraft, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Pac-Man, and also ones they're working on include like Red from Angry Birds, Majima as seen in Pirate Yakuza Hawaii, hey, and all characters Arla from the Puyo Puyo franchise. Which between ones that have been currently live, such as Joker from Persona, Una, Kasuga from Like a Dragon, and even the Vocaloid herself, Hatsune Miku, who it's actually nice amount of variety, and especially as developers express interest in including not a whole bunch of characters and even some deep cut ones as well. Oh, regarding the latter, I would say Sega Senshiro for CrossWorlds. I also like how that similar philosophy also applies to like the tracks as well, with not just as familiar her her places to race on, such as Angel Island being in and play, but also more recent additions such as Chronos, Island Sonic Frontiers, and even and some fan favorites from other titles mean the moment I found out they're going to be including tracks based on the storybook series, which I still maintain was actually a pretty interesting idea, even if the series didn't make it past the second game. Um, um, I actually was pretty intrigued by that. Uh, Also, the idea that, much like in the movies, the gold rings can serve as portals between the crossworlds, some of which have different modifiers, areas when you grab them. And also, your guide is a mechanized genie of sorts known as Dodo and Paw. I see what you guys did there. There. And I will say the way they approach the crossover mentality would actually not make a bad had a pitch for I suppose it for this for a fan requested super her her Smash Racing in if it ever comes to fruition. I know it's just like a pipe dream once it's ever been officially even laid down, but just kind of like another one of Violent to be like a unicorn kind of game, so to speak. That'd be cool if it happened, but it's not guaranteed if it does at all. And given how many characters and other games I allude to in this one, you could also kind of look at this like a taste of what you'll be in for my year-long celebration of Sonic's 35th anniversary, which I'm officially going to kick off in June, fittingly by doing a full review of the original game on the 23rd, which will be 35 years to the day it came out, and subsequently ended up becoming in Sega's biggest cash cow. I was kind of neat that on my wish, also a lot of characters in Persona and Like a Dragon were on my wish list being granted, given how those I would argue make up the other two parts of Sega's current big three, even though Persona Sega means share with Atlas, Spain, us, and also the even if the discourse has been going in some really weird directions lately, there is clearly still value in those names, and they're definitely going to keep milking and find all as they can, so to speak. And of course, there's much like with Mario Kart and F Zero, it has also gotten quite the competitive circuits, okay, both on and offline. So, which happens for a lot of kart racers, as I pointed out before. And with not just ones I played back in the day, stuff like Crash Team Racing either, or Diddy Kong Racing. Would you believe, that here's a competitive circuit for Nickelodeon's Line Kart Speedway? Would you believe there's a competitive circuit for Shrek's Hex Swamp Kart? Would you believe there's a competitive circuit for Chocobo Racing? The game is also available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC formats. And even with all the discourse claiming that was overlooked, it actually has sold at the very least at least 1 million copies worldwide so far, and is on track to meet its 3 million and goal, even if it's taking a bit longer than expected. Though I'll admit, sales and updates with more content have helped a lot. Which is basically what is the idea for any kind of one that has kind of game as service elements, where you have to keep the content coming at a rapid clip in order to keep things interesting for your player base. Bottom line, I can definitely say that Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is among my favorite spin-offs that I've seen, and I will definitely intend to keep playing this even more. If anyone else wants to join me, my friend code is in my channel's info, and with that in mind, I've also completed my rough draft for my full review of Pokemon Legends Z A, with my next video also being related to this franchise and its anniversary as I spend the next 12 days completing and releasing my final draft. That'll be all for now. Gotta go fast.